Hey everybody, it's Sonjdradeluxe, and today I'm doing this nude linerless cut crease. I think it's really pretty, kind of a softer alternative to your classic cut crease, but still has that drama. So if you want to see how to get the look, then stay tuned. So I'm going to start out with bare skin, but my eyebrows done, and my face is quite a bit lighter than my skin, so I'm going to darken it. But first I'm going to use my Rose Gold Gleam Body Radiance by MELANIE. This is my favorite thing ever. I have a coupon code for 20% off. I'll put it in the description box, the code Sondra. It just blurs the skin and gives you kind of a glow and makes it look nice and smooth. So to darken, I'm going to use my Hourglass stick foundation in the color Warm Almond. This is a little darker than my skin tone, and it actually makes your skin look really nice and smooth. But I'm just putting it kind of in my T-zone to add kind of tanned effect. And I'm gonna go over top with my Pro Longwear foundation in the shade NW43. I'm not just using a darker foundation because I want to make sure that I don't look blotchy, so using like a darker base and then going over top with your proper foundation color kind of makes it blend a little easier. I'm going to use my Studio Finish Concealer by MAC in the shade NW25. I'm going to do little taps underneath my eye to conceal any dark circles and to just highlight underneath the eyes. Center of the chin, down the center of the nose. You know the drill. Now with my Morphe M432 brush, I'm going to sculpt out my brows. And this is a little bit of concealer, but I mixed it with my foundation so it's not too light, but the concealer gives me a little bit more coverage so I can kind of crisp it out. I'm going to blend that on my eye as well, just to get rid of any discoloration or veins that are showing on my eyelid, and just snatching my eyebrows basically. Next, I'm going to go in with my Bobbi Brown highlighter in the color Bronze Glow, and I like to use this kind of all over in a larger area than I would normally highlight, just kind of to brush across my foundation so I'm very shiny. And then I'm going to take my Bobbi Brown Pink Glow and I'm going to put it on the very highest point of my face. So the top of the cheekbones, top of the cupid's bow, down the center of my nose, all those areas. Next, I'm going to take my Dark Deep Mineralized Skin Finish, which is sadly running out, and my Morphe M402 brush, which is what I use for the highlighters as well. And I like to use a bigger brush to contour just because it helps me push into my hollows of my cheeks or anywhere that I want to darken, and it'll blend it in those areas. So using a big fluffy brush and pushing in will guide the hairs into the hollows of your cheeks, which is where you want to contour, and I like it for a little bronze too. Now with my Morphe M422 brush, I'm going to contour my nose. I'm going to build up a little bit of color right underneath my brow at the upper bridge of my nose and drag it down. I'm not using as big of a brush this time because this color that I'm using, the Sunset Deep Laura Geller bronzer, is cool and it's a little dark. So I like it because it's cool, but it can be a little dark if you use a big brush for my skin tone. So this is where the disaster happened. I basically dropped my Rust stack by Melt Cosmetics, which is a beautiful stack. Anyways, the show must go on. I'm going to start with the color Antique and my Morphe M504 brush, and this is going to be kind of like my base transition shade. It's close to my skin color when it's on the skin, but it's going to help those darker colors blend a lot easier. This is the most tragic break. This is the color Rust, and I'm again using the same technique as I did with my contour, using a big fluffy brush and pushing in to the hollows of my eye socket now. So this is another place where contouring with a big brush works really well for me. So I'm pushing in and it's darkening right into the crease of my eye. You can kind of feel on top of your eyeball, and that is where you want to be, like right in that crease, and then blending it outwards. So now the brush that's a little bit more tight and a little bit more dense, and when a brush is more dense, it'll put more product on. So this is the Morphe E22 brush, and I'm going a little sharper in that crease just to bold it out with the same color. It's funny how when you change tools, the pigmentation can look different. So this is in a darker color. It's the same color, just with a more dense brush, so it looks darker. I'm pushing it right into the crease to carve out the shape, and of course winging it out in the same direction as my big eyebrows. Same thing on the other side, pushing right into the crease, and I'm gonna take that same brush, same color, this is still the Rust shade, and I'm going along my lower lash line and blending it out just so I get a nice smoky bottom lash line. Next with the color Rot, this is a very dark brown shade. Again, with that tighter brush, the E22, I'm going to darken right in my crease. And all these layers are really gonna help to give you a really flawless blended cut crease. And I like doing it in layers just because I find it blends a lot easier. So again, even tighter than the last color. I'm not pulling it up towards my brow bone, but just right above my crease to get it nice and sharp. Now with my concealer and that same brush we carved the eyebrows out with, the M432, I'm going to basically roll right on top of my eyelid. How you were feeling for your eyeball with the big fluffy brush, now you're going right below it with this brush to carve out the shape, and that gives a nice cut crease without it pulling it higher to create a new eyelid. I want to keep right on my own eyelid, so I'm going right underneath my crease and kind of feeling on top of my eyeball as a guideline. Again, winging it out, and I'm using the shade Classic from the Rust Stack to highlight the inner corners of my eyes, and I'm starting in the center of my eyelid because that's where I want the most product, and I'm blending that color to the outer and inner parts of my eye just to kind of set the concealer that we did. So this is like baking but for your eye, and I'm just tapping it on and then wisping the rest away. Next with my Pure Cosmetics Fully Charged Mascara. I love this mascara. I'm going to do a light coat on the bottom. Well, light coat on the top and heavier coat on the bottom. And with my Makeup Slay La lashes from Flutter Lashes, I'm going to put those as close as I can to my lash line and as far as I can on the outer part of my eyelid, because these are more of a rounded shape. So because I want them to wing out a little bit more, I'm putting them as far away from the inner corner as I can, and they fan out enough so it's not really too obvious. I like to give them a little pinch when they're half dry just to blend it with my mascara and you don't see the difference between my lashes and the false lashes. And with my Lip Land Cosmetics Orion Matte Crayon, I'm going to do the outer corners of my lips to kind of color correct, go over it with my Makeup Forever Plexi-Gloss in 100p to make them nice and juicy. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that completes the look, and I hope you all enjoyed this, I think, pretty easy cut crease that has drama looks poppin' without having to put eyeliner on. So I think this is nice for any time of year, but I mean, it's summertime, so what to do. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to share, subscribe, and follow, and love yourself, and stay pretty, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Take care.